Dirty Diana. How art thou? Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in, everyone. How is everyone doing? Incredible greetings. All right, let me make sure that I am, at least it's not only me. The audience is set to friends, but we want to put that on public. So I just need to share this out. Hello, hello, hello. Incredible greetings, everyone. Thank you guys so much for double tapping the screen. Hello, Lamoris. How art thou? Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, I'm just sharing this out, so just give me a moment. To all of those that have joined via Facebook and YouTube, hello and welcome. All right, there we go. Oh man, I meant to copy that so that I can, let me see, can I copy it? Dang it. No, it won't let me copy it. Oh man, now I have to redo it all over again when I share this out. Yeah, because it's not gonna let me copy it. Dang it. All right, that's okay. Hello, 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 everyone. Incredible greetings, incredible greetings. Welcome in. All right, if you guys are able to, you have a creative space that you have, or ones that's public and they don't mind helpful content, uh, please consider hitting that share button, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, you click out of the live chat. It will allow you to give the video a thumbs up. Make sure that you are subscribed. If you are not subscribed already, hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell. Set it to all. That way you have a higher likelihood of being notified whenever I go live or drop new content. You also can hit that share button. You can copy the link, share it with somebody on Facebook, or send the link to someone. If you're watching over on TikTok, same thing. You can hit the share button and copy the link and send it to someone's messenger, or share it to Facebook. Whenever you guys share the digital love, it definitely helps the platform. And, as we sing during offerings, give, and it shall come back to you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over. So, if you have a platform that you are wanting people to engage with, share your content, what you put out will come back to you. So please consider sharing, liking, and subscribing. All right. So I am Shakeya, the professor of HS Inc. 365. As you can see from the screen, we are the home of the Honestly Speaking brand of products we carry sublimation paper and sublimation ink. Our sublimation paper allows you to sublimate as low as 365 degrees as fast as 30 seconds. No butcher paper is required for most applications as the paper does not bleed through the back. So it is going to save you so much time, effort, energy, money when it comes to using our products. So head on over to our online location, shop.hsink365.com. I tagged your paper in my video yesterday. Awesome. Wait, why didn't it tell me? Okay. So I got to go and look that up and see what's going on with that. See if I can. Well, you know what? Well, no. Yeah, actually, probably because on my actual phone, I'm on 365 Creative Academy when it comes to TikTok, and the one that has HS Ink is only on my secondary phone, and I wasn't on that one. So that might be why I did not see it. But we are also the home of Silhouette Anonymous. That is our online platform. That is where I have been teaching creatives how to use Silhouette Studio as a graphic designing software for the past 10 years. If you did not know, although Silhouette Studio is used to control the Cameo family of, Silhouette family of machines, that's cameos, portraits, curios, things of that nature, it can be used as a standalone design program. Design application, and it's absolutely free. And a lot of the free features are essential to creating, custom designs. You get access to things like edit points. You can crop, subtract all, weld, divide. You can do all of these things from the free version. You can trace from the free version. You can add text, customize colors, gradients, add patterns, scale them, rotate them. The possibilities are completely endless in what you can do from the free version of Silhouette Studio. There is no need to purchase anything. You don't have to purchase a machine in order to use it. You can be a Cricut user and still use Silhouette Studio to design, and then save it in a file format that your, Cricut design space will open and read, and be able to send that cut to your cutter of choice. Whether you prefer a Cricut, if you prefer a Caesar, Romeo, or Juliet, if your preference is a solo StarCraft cutter, if your preference is a Brother Scan and Cut, if your preference is a GraphTech, a Roland. I designed so many things in Silhouette Studio and then set it up to be used with other cutters. So you do not have to invest in a Silhouette machine in order to learn and use Silhouette Studio. You can use it for printed projects such as sublimation. If you are someone that does party favors, if you do invitations, if you do, grad season's coming up, if you want to do yard signs or fans or buttons or keychains, tumblers, mugs, you can design all these things and print them right from Silhouette Studio without any restrictions. Cricut Design Space does limit the size that you can print to. With Silhouette Studio, it doesn't. Your limitation is your printer. What size does your printer print? And that's where your limitation is going to come in. But Silhouette Studio in of itself does not limit what you can print to and the size that you can print if you're just printing it out. You don't have to turn on registration marks, so you're not wasting paper, for registration marks. You can take up as much paper as needed if you're doing just a regular printed project. So if you have not looked into it, let this be, your notification to look into Silhouette Studio if you have not considered it, because you got a different cutting machine, or you're like, well, I got Canva, or I got Photoshop or Affinity. I'm telling you, it is worth it to learn Silhouette Studio as well. Okay. Incredible morning. It's still morning here on the East Coast. But if you are somewhere where it is currently afternoon, incredible afternoon, incredible greetings. So I come onto these platforms to help other crafters, other creators, If you are someone that started, doing things just for leisure, for personal reasons, as far as like crafting, you love to work with paper, vinyl, heat transfer vinyl. You were love to work with like printed things like sublimation or stickers, anything like that. If you are a crafter, you are a creator, you are in the right place. And my job my job is to help you learn new skills, elevate the skills that you have so that you can be the best, whether it's for professional or personal use. If you have a desire to make money off of the crafty or creative skills that you are acquiring, hey, we can help with that as well, because we have actively been selling for years and we still sell to this day. So I understand trends and marketing and what's worth it and what's not. I see a lot of people doing the, what is those things called? The vending machines. And so many people have asked me for my take on it, because I've actually done a foam board class showing how to get great cuts, how to get those edges where they're nice and seamless. And everyone keeps asking me, am I going to do the vending machines? I will not be doing them for Easter. For me, they just don't make sense monetarily for the amount of time and then, just how people value them. So I won't be using for that, but be on the lookout. I have something that I am going to do with them that's going to benefit my business. So be on the lookout for that, but you just won't see it like the way that everyone's traditionally using it right now. Okay. But yeah, I come on these platforms to help you guys. We do have dedicated classes under our 365 Creative Academy, and that's where you're going to have structured classes, detailed classes, live classes. You get unlimited access to the playbacks. All of the information is conveniently in one location. We are actually wrapping up our refresher of Essentials of Silhouette Studio. We have session number 12 tomorrow at 6:30, and then the last session will be next Saturday, March 30th. It was kind of crazy, like kind of ironic that we are ending on the exact same day that we ended 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I did it throughout the month of March for 30 days straight from March 1st until March 30th. And we're actually ending on the exact same day this year. I realized that yesterday. I was like, oh, wait, that's actually pretty cool. Even when I was creating the Zoom link, I didn't realize it until I actually saw it on the calendar. So I was like, that's a full circle moment. I don't think it probably would have worked out that way like any other year, with us doing every other Saturday we were having a session, and the last one is a Saturday and actually ends on the 30th. So I said, that was just another confirmation for me that I chose the right year to do the refreshers, because people have been asking me about doing the refreshers for years since I did that. Hey, when are you going to do it again? So I just felt like that was a full circle moment for me, and just confirmation that I did it right. I did it as it was intended to be done, because it ended up on the exact same day. Like the last day is the exact same day the last day was 2 years ago. So that was amazing for me. But if you're not able to attend our classes, I still like to be of help and assistance. I have a lot of skin in the game when it comes to doing creative things. Just for myself, there's a lot of things that I like, skills that I have developed that help me, and I will use it for my family and like my personal needs. And I will never, ever, ever consider doing it like for profit or like making it part of the business, because I'm just like, it's some things are meant to be DIY. So I can help you with those things that you want to DIY. Not all of my audience are business owners. So I want to make sure I make that clear, that you don't have to be a business owner to follow me and find value in what I teach. If you are someone that just wants those skills and you want to minimize some of your own personal investment, because when you're doing this as a hobby, you're just doing it as crafting, it can be very, very costly. Like those costs can add up, even if you're doing like Dollar Tree type crafts. those things can add up, especially if you mix in having mistakes and mishaps, or just not knowing the right things to use. You'll end up wasting more money on the wrong products that just don't hold up, even if you're DIYing it. I want to be that person that helps you save money, especially if you're not making money from the things that you are creating. And then if you decide that you want to monetize it, I also have the ability to help you maximize your profit, understand how you can make a profit, what's going to be the max profit, or the max revenue that you can make based off of your equipment, your setup, your experience, and things of that nature. So I host these Q&A sessions. We're always hearing things like people are gatekeeping, no one wants to help. And, I had to figure this out on my own. I don't want you to figure out everything on your own. There's going to be some trial and error. There are going to be some things that you are going to have to go through the motions. You're going to have to test it. You're going to have to experience the mistakes. You're just going to have to go through the process. But I want to be here to help you navigate and figure out that process. When something has gone wrong, share that with me, and I can help you figure out where to make corrections at, maybe identify where you went wrong at. So the next time you make that attempt, you won't experience those same mistakes. So please take advantage of these live videos. They are not intended to be classes or sessions where I'm just sharing with you, like if I'm working on something. It's not meant to be, where I'm creating a class syllabus and I'm creating a lesson, for you. I have 10 years of content where I've done that, and I've pre-planned out videos, and they're all there. They're all still very valuable, but in real time, I want to help you in real time. So I encourage you guys, post what your frustrations are, things that you just can't figure out, questions that you have, inquiries you have about equipment, about, just business, marketing, branding, whatever it is. Take advantage of, this opportunity to be on with someone who has proven to be very successful in the space, not just in teaching. I don't make money just off of the classes or just off of the products. I still make good money off of doing the things that you guys are wanting to learn to do. So why not get help and advice from someone who's actively still in the business? So the comment sections are open. If you are on TikTok and you feel like it would be easier for you to jump in the box and verbalize your question, if you have enough, if you meet the requirements to be able to be a guest on someone's live, I invite you guys to go ahead and send that request to verbalize your question. You feel like that would be easier, or you can write it in the chat. Hi, Javaya. Thank you so much for the likes. Welcome, welcome. I know it did come really, really fast. That 13 weeks flew by. Incredible greetings, incredible greetings, incredible greetings. Hello, Ayana. I saw your fans. And I must agree with what my mom said when it comes to the words on the side. I think you split up the class from one template and then tried to add it to the other, but you have to remember that it has to stay together. So with you having all of those loose pieces, they're going to be very vulnerable, like they can bend. They're very thin. So be mindful of that. That's one of the reasons why I kind of set certain things up the way that I did, like in the example one, to make it a lot sturdier. So just be mindful of that with that first one. That class of, and with just that line, there's no stability there. Okay. Also with the second one, just increasing the picture. All right. So I'm trying to adjust the trim on the template right now. So I will go over that. That's one of the things that I've kind of gone back and forth over. I know how to create the template, right? So I did it, and I didn't realize that there was so much variations between the templates, even if it's the one with the curved neck, because some vendors make these stoles 70 inches. Some of them are 72, but they still have the curve. There are some that are super, super straight. There are some that are curved, but they don't have those same sharp lines, because I got a batch that was absolutely that was the worst money spent. But they're great. They're great for practice, but they use the wrong type of fabric. And just the way that they were made was just awful to me. And though like I had to create a whole new template for those particular stoles. I will go through. I'm not sure, who's actually going to want to go through the process. I will be showing my process for creating the stole templates to be able to have an accurate trim. I will be showing that next week, Wednesday. I've actually thought about taking down the templates that I have the trim on it because they're so different. You really can't just adjust it. That's one of the things that I have come to realize. You really, really can't just adjust it unless you are going to measure. Like it's almost like going through the full process again in order to be able to adjust it to the stoles that you are using. So we definitely will be going over that on next week, Wednesday. All right, I want to show you guys something other than our website, flashing back and forth, but I am looking for questions from you guys. This is a help session. Help. What's frustrating you? What questions do you have? What is it that things that you have been wanting to learn about, know about? This is your opportunity to ask. I want to be able to help my audience because I'm afraid I am going to get kicked out of a few groups because I'm that's just me. Like I just like being able to help and answer people's questions. And I'm in a few groups that, they are, for some reason, my groups are not that active. You guys aren't asking me questions. You aren't posting like questions like, hey, what's going on with this? How do I make this fit in this template? And I'm seeing that in other groups, and I just like helping. So I'll answer them. I'm fearful every single day that I'm going to get kicked out of groups because they're going to think like I'm just trying to like take over their group. But I just like answering questions. Like that's just how I am. My biggest issue is using fonts. Like currently, my biggest issue is using fonts. So when it comes to that, it is thinking about the look of it, the size that you want something. You can identify if something is narrow, if it's wide, how long is the word, how wide is the word, or the string of text that you're going to use. A lot of the times, that is what's going to help you determine what's going to be the best font. How big or small will it be? Because if it's something that is going to be small, having a font that's like really tight, once you shrink it down, it's not going to be legible. So there's a lot of things that you have to consider when selecting fonts. Selecting fonts is something where it's great to be in a design class where someone is helping you break that down. We talked about it yesterday with Canva. I was going over this on TikTok, showing how there are categories for different things, right? Let's actually flip, you guys. So let's mirror. There we go. Okay. So when I was on TikTok yesterday, I was talking about one of the benefits of Canva and why a lot of people do gravitate. Well, I don't know if a lot of people gravitate to it for this reason, but they definitely should be gravitating to it for this reason. And that is it has categories. Silhouette isn't going to offer you that. Photoshop isn't going to necessarily like offer you that. Like you can go to defont.com and they have it kind of broken up that way, like in different genres, different categories. Canva has it as well, where you can go through and you'll see like display headings, ones that are great for paragraphs, modern, elegant, vintage, retro, calligraphy, minimal, fun, narrow, comic, school, funky, geometric, graffiti, curly, futuristic, thin, cartoonish, wide, sports, black letter. There's a lot of different styles. And if you are struggling, I mean, you got to first know what is it you're designing. What's the message that you want to convey? Or what do you want to stand out? When I was teaching the bachelor's and master's class, which is coming back, yay, I talk about focal points. What is your focal point? Do you want the font to stand out and that be the first thing to catch someone's eye? Or is it supposed to be complementary to the rest of the design? How much space is it going to fill? Those are things that are important. And for you to, if you don't know how to process that information, don't discredit a class where it's not full on teaching you click here, click there, do this, do that, but an instructor that is giving you that information to help you make the right decisions when it comes to selecting fonts. There's a science to it. There really, really is a science to it. Anyone that's taken my class and we've done anything with text, they are going to tell you we never work with one font. I will have them type out the text, type out the words. Unfortunately, with Silhouette Studio, there is no option to automatically convert things into all caps and things like that. So we'll normally type it out in all lowercase, all caps, correct case, things like that. And then we'll assign a font. We're going to duplicate it, assign a different font, go through, and you're able to see all of your words together and you're going to mix and match it. One of the things that I love about Silhouette Studio is the open space for you to create. I'm trying to see where it is. I mean, even with let's say with this one, this has 3 different fonts to it. Okay. And when I originally designed this, I'm figuring out fonts, I had a bunch of them and I'm now able to see the different fonts together. I'm going to mix and match, and Silhouette Studio gives you all of this real estate to be able to do that. If you are approaching fonts from a standpoint of you want to be able to look at your font list and you want to pick the best font, or you're only selecting one font, you're going to always have that problem. You have to look at more than one font when you're designing. I think all of these are none of these are in draft mode. So these all have they're already set because none of these were in draft mode. Let me see. What can I open where you'll see that I have a lot of fonts, when when I'm starting the design process. And guys, don't have to wait for one question to be answered in order to ask your question. The more questions we have in the queue, the smoother it will flow. Which one? Which one do I want to open that might have a lot of text to it for when I was in the thick of it. Let's see. I don't want to open up any client things that I've created, which that's the sucky part. I'm trying to find something that I created just to create. I think maybe this one, but I don't want to do any ones that was commission work. No questions. All right, y'all. If y'all don't ask any questions, this is going to be one boring session. Or I know some of you guys like to just kind of click on something and someone's just showing you any and everything. That's not me. I want to help you. I feel like when you just take whatever someone is showing you, you end up investing time and energy into something that's not going to be beneficial for you. You know where your flaws are at. You know where your gaps are at in your creative journey, in your journey for your business, in your design, journey. You should know where those gaps are, and you should be seeking the information for that instead of just taking whatever someone is kind of like showing you, because that's going to move you further away from whatever your goal is, whatever your objective is. You should actively be seeking ways to make what you are doing better. This is how people kind of get caught up in the you join groups or you come online to be able to learn how to make t-shirts. Next thing you know, that you're being promoted, or you're being you're receiving like information on how to sell a digital product, how to teach a class, when your desire was never to teach a class or learn how to teach a class or sell a course for t-shirts. You want to learn how to make t-shirts, but you're picking up all these little things. It's like, I never wanted to be this person that's selling like digital products, because that's a lot to keep creating from it. That's why some people, they only do those things. Now, it's good to kind of get that information, because once you're burnt out, you can experience burnout with doing this craft thing, because it's something that's so very hands-on. It's not something that's really automated in what you guys or we're doing when it comes to creating products ourselves, and you're hand making them. You can become craft fatigue, and it is nice to have some things you can kind of fall back on where it's kind of automated, but to abandon everything that they're doing. But when that's all you're seeing and people are pushing it down your throat, and that's all you see on social media, you start to question yourself. Well, damn, am I doing something wrong? Maybe I don't need to be making shirts. Maybe I don't need to be making tumblers. Maybe this is the way to go, because they look like they're making a lot of money. Yeah, they're making a lot of money off of just the classes, not really making the things or doing the things that are in those classes sometimes. So I encourage you to seek the information that's actually going to be helpful and beneficial to you. All right, let me see. Did it open up? And this one, I only had really like one font for this one. So no, not that one. But I think I went into that one knowing exactly what I wanted. Let me see. I don't know if that one had a bunch of fonts to it. I think I kind of knew what I wanted for the Woman Evolve one too. Oh no, see, yeah. Ha! This has so many fonts on it. Oh, what the hell? Oh. Silhouette Studio being Silhouette Studio. All right, so let me look at, wait a minute. What's over here? While I'm waiting for Silhouette Studio to open back up, I saw some questions. All right. So last grad session, I had issues with colors using my converted Sublimation 7310. Do you recommend making the investment of a Sublimation printer 24-inch? I mean, if you can swing it, yes. At this point, I'm not sure why you're having, like, if your issues was like colors as far as like just them being off. Because normally with the workforce printers, as long as you're not using, depending on the ink you're using, and a lot of times those profiles can really mess up your colors depending on the settings. You shouldn't necessarily have like a lot of like major issues when it comes to like colors, but you can still experience it because it's third party. There aren't any Epson printers that I actually recommend now other than the ET 16600, 16650. even on the regular print side, because I'm more of a pigment girl. Like I like pigment inks because they are water resistant. You don't have to worry about getting a waterproof paper. It's not going to run. It can get wet, and the ink isn't going to run. So I'm more of a pigment ink printer kind of gal. There's a lot of, decent, I guess you would say, Epson dye-based printers, because that's what all of the eco tanks are, except for the 16600 series are dye-based printers, but they're not my personal preference. Some people will say they absolutely love them. Not sure if they have a preference, if they have a standard, if they have, like, they know what they're really looking for, or they're just getting it because someone recommended it. I am someone that thoroughly looks into printers, how they operate, what's like certain benefits. Like there's a Canon one that I want because it will pick up, banding it in broken segments and fill that in. So it's sometimes worth the extra cost to be able to get, those printers. There's certain ones that are better for fine art. If you want a wider range of colors, investing in printers that offer more than just CMYK. That is the bare minimum. That's the basic. Your color range is limited with just CMYK. When you have printers that have reds or light magentas, light cyans, they have yellows, they have oranges, like this increases the color range when you have those. So I'm one where I really look into those things. I know what it is that I want. If you're doing something just like chip bag that's going to get thrown away, yeah, there's no need for you to invest in these higher end and like fine art type printers. Same thing for sublimation. There is nothing on the market Epson wise that I would ever recommend for sublimation as far as a desktop printer or a home office, home type printer that you can go into Best Buy, Walmart, Staples, Office Depot, any of those places. There are none that I would currently recommend outside of ET 16600, 16650, which then every time I recommend that, most people are like, oh my God, that's so expensive. I know, but that's literally the only thing that I am going to recommend. Now, are there ones that you can use? Sure, but I'm not going to recommend them based off of my knowledge and experience and expertise. At this point, it's almost better to invest in a true sublimation printer. For what I want to do and what I mainly like to do, the 24-inch Epson is technically overkill for me. And I know it sucks because I don't have a camera. You guys are basically getting this information looking at my screen. I guess I'll just put it back on my website right now, because if not, you're just looking at a Silhouette screen, because now I'm just talking about printers. So for what I prefer to do, 13 inches works really well for me and the majority of things that I do. The 24-inch is kind of overkill for me because I don't really do a lot of large format prints. I have no desire to really do all over shirts or anything like that. I mean, it can be beneficial for like blankets and things like that. It can be beneficial for, even if you're doing like tumblers and stuff, gang sheets and printing it all off at one time. But I personally don't like the idea of gang sheets because it creates more work where you now have to cut them down. I'm like, print my ish for tumbler, 20-ounce tumblers on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. It's ready to go. I can trim down one side, wrap it, I'm ready to go. But when you're trying to put multiple on there, you have to set this sheet up, trying to figure out the right arrangement, the right spacing. I don't know, maybe my way of thinking is a bit twisted, and it's like to others, it just seems like the greatest thing ever. If it's not the exact same print where you can go and just tell your system, print 5 of them, print 4 of them, whatever, and it puts it all on it, the thought of creating gang sheets is annoying to me because you're trying to figure out how to arrange it. I don't know if I'm hurting myself because you guys are probably loving the instructors and everyone that tells you do gang sheets, do gang sheets, do gang sheets. When I think about the amount of cutting it drives me nuts. I don't like gang sheets. Only way that they will be beneficial for me is like if it's set a certain way and they're crop marks, and I can use my guillotine cutter, or I can use like a large format, like heavy duty cutter, and it's going to cut it down for me. But me cutting that ish with scissors is not a good time for me. Like I just don't. So the 24-inch Epson F570 is going to be a good sublimation printer if it fits your needs and you're frustrated with the converted ones. Epson is making it a lot more difficult to convert printers. They're making their EcoTank printers more so dye-based because they already know that when you put sublimation ink in it, one, they're going to be able to know right off the bat that you did not put their ink in it. Two, they know that sublimation ink in a dye-based printer is not going to produce the most accurate colors. So they're trying to use that as a deterrent. Having them print slower, they're trying to make that a deterrent. But then for those who actually want it as a true printer, they're kind of suffering with the fact that they print slower and it's like lower resolution. So it's a lot of different things. But I say all of that to say you cannot go wrong with a true sublimation printer. I prefer water-based, as in an Epson printer or like an inkjet printer. Sawgrass has theirs, but I'm just not a big fan of the gel-based one, especially with our paper, because of the way that ink comes out. It will scratch off because it's gel-based. So I'm always going to recommend water-based printers. And someone said a lot of places are offering, especially since so many offer payment plans. I'm trying to design a shirt for my sorority. I have started the design, but again, I'm stuck at the font and colors and the best route to get it printed. What color shirt is it going on? Is it like a single color? Is it multiple colors? Because if it's a lot of shirts, then your options would be some sort of transfers, such as screen print transfers or DTF transfers. Designing is your biggest hurdle. How much time do you spend on actually practicing designing? How much time do you spend practicing designing? Doing it for an order or working on designs when you have an order or there is a deadline is not practicing. How often are you creating designs that have no purpose? You're just making them just to make them. How many times do you go and take a picture of a poster, a billboard, something that catches your eye, pausing a commercial that has something on it, and then recreating that? That is how you build your design skills to where designing will become easier each and every time. Hello, Kim. That's what I was thinking, kind of like overkill. Incredible morning. I love this ink. Thank you so very much. I mainly sell 13 by 19 shirts, grad stoves, tumblers, and other smaller items. So the thing, like tumblers, you would think, not tumblers, stoves, you would think, okay, cool, I can print it out like long. But if I have one order, right? So let's say, I'm in the midst of, I may not have a lot of different things to fill in. Like I'm working on something, I have that one order for stoves. Wasting 24 inches of paper, well, it only takes up 13 inches. Like I can print both panels for a stove on 13 inches by 36 or 37 inch long paper. So I'll cut 37 inches off of my roll. I'm going to put that in my printer. Boom. Now, if I have a 24-inch roll, I'm now wasting a whole lot of paper if I don't have anything else to fill in. And that's the part that gives me anxiety, is like feeling like, oh my God, like that's so much paper that's going to be wasted. And now I'm trying to figure out, like, when I could just do this one, be done with it, I'm now spending time trying to either figure out additional designs or finish up designs so I can fill it in. If you are someone that has a certain process and you have a certain system where you're creating a lot of designs up front, like all for the same print method, and you can easily go in and fill it in, great. But when you go and you have like that one-off, you're either going to have to reload your printer. So take off that 24-inch roll, put a 13-inch one or a 17-inch one. Is it 17 or 11? One of those like on there, and then be able to print so you're not wasting so much paper, or you're going to end up wasting paper. And that makes my anxiety shoot through the roof. I practice a lot. So are you taking notes when you're practicing? Are you identifying the things that you like, that you don't like? Are you aware of why you don't like something? Why is it a certain part that you do like? And when it is something that you do like, how often are you recreating in that style with that font? I find that a lot of crafters, every time they're in front of their computer, they're wanting to choose or select a different font, or they want everything to be one of a kind. They want it to be different. I have a few fonts that are my favorite, and I don't care. Everything from a funeral to a baby, from birth to death, from a baby shower to a funeral. I have certain fonts that I have used in those designs over and over and over and over and over again. I have styles where I'm one day I can use the same thing. It's going to be even for the fans, it's going to be a setup for a graduation fan. Next week, it's going to be a setup for a memorial fan. It's going to be a setup for a business. Like, how often are you guys recycling designs? How often are you using, templates? If you're on Canva, one of the biggest selling points of Canva is the fact that there are some amazing professional designers who have optimized templates for you to go in there and do nothing more than just change the color. Add some text, like change the text. They've chosen fonts that are great for you. Change it out, put your words in there, save that joint, print it out, share it out, do whatever you're going to do. But crafters have this need for some reason to want to craft everything and do everything from scratch and do it themselves. That is not how businesses are built. If you're just want to be a crafter and you're just doing it for personal, go ahead, spend that time, waste that time. But when you're talking about being efficient to actually pull a profit, your labor, your time, your man hours in front of that affects your bottom line. And we have to learn to lean into designs that work. If they work, keep making them work. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. I still struggle and have all the templates, need some more fonts. No, you don't. Stop thinking you guys need fonts. That is the problem. For some of you guys, you have way too many fonts. You can learn to utilize the fonts that you have and how to make them work for you. Things like, it might be a font. It might seem like it's too thin or too thick. All you would have to do is thicken up the font, learning how to use design programs, learning how to actually design, and not just someone saying, okay, click here, click there, do this, do that. You can take a font too thin. I'm going to choose one of the thinnest fonts that I have. Okay. May not like this the way it is like that. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to go to offset. I'm going to go to corner, and I'm going to pull this down. Let's go up just a little bit here. Apply. I'm going to add some color, group that together, and move it. Maybe I don't want it to have sharp lines. I like it, but what I'm designing, I need it to be a little bit softer. I'm still going to go to offset. I'm going to leave that bad boy on rounded. And I'm going to go ahead, hit apply, fill that in with some color, group it together, and move it. So from this one right here, which actually, let's change the color of this one to something we can see. We have 3 different looks. 3 different looks from this one font just by making minor adjustments. And in this case, all I did was add an offset. Then you can add on different text effects. You can add on additional offsets. That's going to be an additional color. You can add on shadows. That's also going to push it forward or extend the image. Sometimes it's giving it a different look by just stacking it. Different arrangements. This is why getting in a design class is so important for anybody that is trying to build a business off of crafting, creativity, designs. You need to get in a class, get under an instructor that's actually going to help you understand designing. Anybody can go on YouTube, TikTok now, in Facebook groups, and there's all these examples of just the thing. But I always, as someone who has like, my ear to the ground, it's the design part. It's choosing the font because you're not investing time. It's like, or you feel like, oh, I don't need anybody. I can do it myself. I can fit it myself. You probably can, but it's also going to take you a lot longer. When you have someone that's saying, hey, I've been there, I've done that. I learned this and I was able to get the practice reps in and get this information when it wasn't critical, right? And it's like a lot of people are trying to figure this out. I need to make money. Like, I got to figure this out now. Oh, I don't have time to do da 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 da. Like, I need to figure it out. Well, there are people who have figured it out and they're saying, let me help cut down the process for you and give you some gems that's going to, cut down your learning curve, smooth that learning curve out a little bit. But, y'all rather just try and figure it out on your own. And there's schools for graphic designing for a reason, because there are certain principles that are timeless. Like, they're not going to change. It doesn't matter what programs come out. It doesn't matter about AI. It doesn't matter the advances they add to Photoshop, Illustrator, having Canva. Certain design principles remain the same no matter what from day one. I am an overthinker, which can cause me to second guess a lot of things I do, especially designing. And that's a big one. I suffer from that as well, as far as being an overthinker. And that is why I can say, like, the things that I had to do to overcome that is to repurpose designs, get the opinions of others. So what you did and you posting that and getting feedback and getting constructive feedback, you may love something, but somebody else does not learning to not take offense to that and just like really listen to the feedback that they're giving you and why they're saying like it's not something that's appealing to them, because you are not going to be your customer. You're making things for other people. So for me to not overthink, it's something that I have to consciously work on every single day. Getting the input of others and also going back to old designs and just repurposing them. That has really helped me to not overthink. That is so true. That's the mindset that I have to incorporate. Yeah, I can tell, like, with you kind of overthinking your design. I'm not saying that you guys have to leave the templates that you get from me as is, but I can always tell when you guys are trying to make it your own, or you want to put your own design spin on it because you mix and match templates. I saw that, like, I'm like, oh, she took the class off of this, left the 24. I saw you like change out the class of. I'm pretty sure maybe you just wanted to fill in that space because you didn't want to put her school name. I'm not sure if that was the reason for not using that space for the school, kind of like the example was set up with, with the school name there and kind of putting class of in that space. So you can see it where it's like, okay, I want to be able to create my own version of this. I want to create my own design. But sometimes it just might be better to use the template as is. especially for something like that, like finding your own design voice. Um, a lot of the times it's like I'll keep saying it. It's better when you are designing for no purpose. You're creating just to create. Yeah, because a lot of schools won't allow you to use the school's name. They can't stop you from using the school's name. If you want to have a fan or something like that, they can't stop you from using the school's name to be able to go and just kind of hold something up. So unless, I mean, maybe if it's like a private school or something, but he said that their school name was trademarked. So they're telling that you can't do what? To sell it, and it's a public school? Yeah, whatever. So they're telling you that you couldn't do what? Like you couldn't make it to sell. That makes absolutely no sense because it's my child goes to this school. So you're telling me that I can't make something that has my child's school name on it. My child goes to this school. I would look into that. Was it that did someone see your post? Did you approach a school? I need to know kind of like the context in which they told you that. I made a shirt for my daughter, and a lot of her friends brought shirts from me and not the school. So, see, yeah, they were upset because they felt like was it for a specific event? Did you make it? Like, was it just a regular school shirt? Was it something that, like, they may say the school spirit shirt, especially if it's a uniform school, the school spirit shirt is the only thing that is authorized to be worn at school in lieu of your uniform. So with that one, they can say, hey, that's not our official shirt. You can't wear that. You are now out of uniform. If it was something where they created a shirt with the whole, like they're doing it as a fundraiser, and your shirt directly competed with that, it may not be the school name, but it's like, okay, we're creating this shirt for a fundraiser and you're creating something that basically looks just like that, and it's making people not want to, outside of just being kind of like the school name, especially if it was for a specific type of event. But like a graduation shirt for others to like wear, people do that all the time. Okay, your design was nicer, but what was it for? Was it just a general school shirt? Was it for a specific event? Okay, it was okay, so basketball shirts. Was it personalized? Was it just the school? Was it something like, was it just a spiritual that people were just wearing to the basketball games? Was it something for somebody on the basketball team? All of these things kind of play a part into like in why they may or may not like say certain things. Okay, school shirts for the parents and my daughter shirt to wear over her uniform. Well, then it's like being out of uniform for them then to practice and when she finished. So that is an issue of her being out of uniform for what they wanted. And they may try and use the whole trademark thing. You know how many schools there are? Like, also, I don't know the school name. Is there any other school that does not have that name? Like, I mean, my high school is kind of one of those ones. It's named after a teacher, Barbara Goldman Senior High School. But then you have a lot of like, you have American. You know how many schools that are called like, American? Even with schools that are named like after like certain cities, those cities are in other those cities are in other states. There is a Miami in Ohio, so we have a Miami High here. If you go to like Ohio, like they may have a Miami high school in Ohio. So are they to say that if I move to Miami, Ohio, I can't say that? Now, colleges is different. Private schools are a little bit different. Colleges definitely are, because most times they're actually trademarking their name. Look up the USPTSO for that particular school. Did they trademark the name? Did they trademark the mascot? A lot of schools here are using mascot, and like luckily these like NFL teams, NBA teams, these college teams don't mess with them. But a lot of the schools here, they're using mascots that are technically the same looking ones, like the same ones as professional teams and schools. A lot of the rec leagues here will have names like, like Ravens, and they're using that imagery. Some may go after, some may not. I would check US, and again, and let me put this disclaimer, I am not a lawyer, trademark lawyer, anything like that. My recommendation would be to check USPTSO, which is where you can check for all trademarks and things like that. Now, if they have a logo or something that becomes an issue. Certain words together, certain colors and stuff like that. Like Miami Dolphins. If someone goes and makes something that says Miami Dolphins, but it doesn't have their logo on it, it's really hard. It'll be really hard for them to say that that's infringing. So there are certain rules to it. I've purchased ones from the school and also have made my own. And it just kind of gives it gives variety. If they are actively selling something and you are promoting like at the school and on their property, that may be something that they have an issue with. But if you have a private, website, you have all these things and people are just kind of coming to you and they're commissioning you to make certain things for you, make certain things for them, there are things that will protect you from whatever it is that they're trying to say. But we can talk offline, because I think there's a little bit more to it. And if it's a situation where your daughter is refusing to wear the shirt, or you yourself, if you did not purchase it and they wanted them to wear something in particular and she's not wearing it, then that could be an issue. Was it the basketball coach? Was it the principal? Was it the activities director? Who told you that you couldn't use it? Because that's another thing too, right? Who is that coming from? Is it coming from an administrator? Is it coming from the school board? Or is it just coming from a coach who's like, wait a minute, they're in their feelings because maybe they put that design together and people don't. And a lot of times when things are mass produced, they will make designs they'll make a shirt a certain way for reasons like that. Like, how much does it cost to get it made? If they're doing screen printed type shirts, paying for those screens, doing multiple colors. A lot of the schools don't understand about the new things of like DTF or screen print transfers. They're just not educated. I took the time to educate my son's school on what was available, so much so to where, we will possibly be doing their PE uniforms. So sometimes it's also how you communicate with them and educate them, because they might be used to old school ways of doing things. What is the name of the class for graduation items that includes the design vault? Nothing includes a design vault. There is a template, and it does not include the template vault. There is an option to get 50% off of the template vault when you purchase the master program for graduation customs. You can get 50% off of the template vault, but there is nothing that includes a design vault. Yeah, you're going to run into copyright for colleges, Greek organizations, those, and they will come for you. They will come for you. because those are technically like privately owned entities, privately owned businesses. Whereas a public school, it's a little slightly different for public schools. Private schools, different. Private schools. Anyone else have any questions, feedback, inquiries, frustrations? And everything I'm saying is just based off of my experience, my knowledge, and I will say here in Miami, Florida. More specifically, Dade County. I've done some work when it comes to Broward County, but Dade County is like, I'm just kind of going off of that. Because you have, like, I know here, they're always looking for small businesses, minority businesses to give business to. When it's going through the school board and like it's going through the school, they have to, like, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. They have to get quotes and bids from minority businesses for a lot of different things. Like, they have to get those bids. They have to give them an opportunity to bid on it. Now, when you go through things like booster clubs, that's totally different. So the same rules don't apply to us as PTSA. So if we're going out and we're doing things, like the schools will try and filter stuff through the PTA because it's a lot easier. We have more freedoms in which companies we can go through. Whereas with the school board and you're going through them, one, you got to be willing to get paid a little bit later. Because it has to process and go through certain channels, and you have to wait for them to go through these bids. So it might not be that, they might like your proposal, they might like your offer, but they are required to entertain other companies, look at their bids, look at their proposals. And it might be something as far as like what your turnaround time is. That's the thing too, small business, we want these bigger orders and we want these contracts, but you sometimes can't compete. And it's like, okay, well, my turnaround time is 2 weeks, it's 3 weeks. Oh, for this many is this, is that. And you have bigger companies, like they might be a little bit more, but they have a better turnaround time. These are all things that play a part in whether or not a big entity and whether or not you're going to get a contract with someone like a school or a PTA. So the coach loved the shirts and wanted me to do everybody's shirts. The principal wasn't. We got to talk offline, Cassandra. You definitely got to talk offline. I want others, to kind of ask questions. If not, then we will end this session. If no one else has any questions for me, feedback, frustrations, I have been meaning to ask you, I have a Professor Design Vault tutorial. Is there a difference in what's being promoted? Okay, Design Vault is not, I'm going to change the name of that. That was, if you look at it, when you purchased it, that's another thing too. I mean, no offense to you. I'm just saying in general, some of you guys are not listening. You guys are not reading. When it came to the Design Vault, that was included when you got Essentials Silhouette Studio, because that is where I was going to put extended tutorials. There were some things that were like really, really quick ones and just kind of straight to the point. But for the extended designing, like extended tutorials, that is what that was for. It was never meant to be designs as in finished designs. It's designing. I teach designing. And that is what that's for. If you go in there, there are no actual files. It's videos. If you have gone in that vault, you will see that there are no designs in there at all. There are videos. That's it. The template vault is for templates. There are files in there. There are no videos in there. It's just files and elements and templates. So they're not the same. Template is for the templates. You are right. I remember now. It's been a while. Okay. Perfect. I mean, thanks for the question. And like I said, it wasn't necessarily directed towards you. Sometimes questions will come up and it gives me an opportunity to kind of address things, because no matter what I feel like I'm doing, it's like I try and make things descriptive, and it's like people don't want to read, so I'll do live videos, but then people say, oh, the video's too long, I don't want to listen to all of it, like, so they'll miss information. So I really don't know what more I can do, other than when it comes up, I just kind of like address it for anyone that's in the room at that time. It's not anything negative directed toward the person that's asking the question, just gives me an opportunity to kind of address it, because this is what I deal with like literally on a daily basis. No matter what I do, written videos, it's always some gaps depending on where someone got the information or how long it's, like you said, it's been a while. So just maybe forgetting, that one was just designs. But hopefully that will also make you guys click on the resources that you have purchased. There's quite a few of you guys who have purchased classes, and we're not making time to go into our trainings and watch the trainings. Hold on one second, y'all. All right, so I had to answer a question real quick. Let's see, I got to get back to the. All right, I don't see any new questions, so I thank you guys so very much. Well, actually, no, before I say that, let me go back into StreamYard because I had to answer a question on the website. She says guilty. All right, okay, you guys have no questions, but before I get off, I'm going to pose this question to you guys, because sometimes, I mean, as much as I love doing these, and I like being able and being available to be able to help you guys in this manner, helping you in real time with your questions, I'm not seeing as many questions. But I also then don't really know like what's coming, because you guys are not communicating what it is that you're wanting to learn, where your shortcomings are, where your struggles are, where are the gaps in whatever it is that you're wanting to do. Now, if it's just a matter of, hey, I'm just not, I've gotten all the information, I'm just not making time for it, or I don't have the time to really dedicate to whatever it is I'm doing. I just need quick. I'm just looking for quick information. I'm just looking to be inspired because I don't have direction, I don't have focus. That's a little bit different. But I can I love doing these. And as much as I would love to just share everything that I know, I can't get on here all the time and do that. Contrary to what people believe, you don't get paid like that from YouTube or Facebook or TikTok. I'm not in the creator program. I don't have enough followers for it. I don't have enough views for that. I would like to be able to help. I know everyone can't join a class, but if I'm not at least getting engagement, this doesn't become very beneficial to me. I'm trying my best not to get on these platforms and just talk about my products and what I have available for sale, the classes that you guys can enroll in. I'm trying my best. I don't know what more I can do because I'm just like, you guys don't ask questions here. I'm in other groups and I see the questions going, people asking for feedback. They're posting what it is that they're made and ask feedback. Hey, how do I do this? Like, I literally just did a tutorial because someone asked, so this question in like on Canva, I'm going to detach this and pull this down here. So they were working on this. They had a frame. When they bring it, wrong one. When they were bringing in the element, it was leaving like a border around this. Please hold. Hola.
Just a question.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm putting the stickers on the Harrod whatever tumbler, but it keep bubbling. Like, it just keep bubbling in different places. What am I doing wrong? Like, what is going on?
It might just be like that when I probably should have, probably gonna have to get some transfer tape. That way you can put it on smoother instead of like lifting it like up, whatever. It just might be the texture that's on that one. So, like you can go to the dollar store and get like the contact paper, or you can use like the way the size of that, you can use like a lint roller. But for that one and the way that it's set up, you might need to use transfer tape.
Okay, because I'm like, but like, so if I lay it down, when I laid it down, it wasn't nothing up there. But now, like, I let it sit and I'm looking at it, it's bubbles popping up.
Oh yeah, I'm not sure. It might be the tumbler. Did you wipe it down? Are you wiping down the tumbler with the alcohol? It might be something on the actual tumbler.
So wiping down with alcohol.
Oh wait, I forgot. I'm still. I completely forgot. I forgot to mute y'all. Ha! But my sister always tells me, she was like, it can be an emergency. Stop ignoring my calls. But I'm glad I did answer her. So my bad, y'all. When I answered the phone, I thought that it would mute, but I'm like, no, it's not going to mute y'all over here. And I looked at it and I'm like, this is staring at me in white. So I'm like, wait, they're hearing my whole conversation. But yeah, I just need to know from you guys, what is it that you guys want for me? Like, what can I do? Because I don't want to kind of come on here and, there are no real questions. I love doing this, but I don't like doing it when I come on here and I'm like, feel like I have to pull questions out of you guys. But back to this, the issue with this is just kind of like how it fills in. And you see, like now you get it's like you don't see the part there. So it's knowing little things like you have to double click and scale this up past the edge. And then click off, and now it fills it in. or which I have a video that I recorded of this, and I'll be posting it soon. Or you have to scale. Come on, move. Scale it to fit the full box. Save that as a PNG, and then when you bring that in as a PNG that was scaled, see the box is different here. Now it's right to the. Excuse me. It's right to the edge. See, it fills in. This one has all this negative space around it. It's questions like that I don't mind answering. Like, I'm looking for you guys to ask those questions, post those questions, because it makes, to me, it's like, why sit here and spend forever and you're frustrated trying to figure it out when obviously if you're watching my videos, that means you are connected with me. If you're in my groups, you are connected with me, and you have someone that's saying, I'm willing to help you. Is it that, do y'all feel like I'm too good to be true? No one is that nice. No one helps freely like that. Is that what it is? Is it that you're expecting me to offer help and then tell you to cash at me? I'm just trying to figure out where the gap is. Like, I'm at this point, I'm like, I'm desperate to know where is the gap in my audience and everybody else's videos, everybody else's groups, where you guys are super engaged. That part, you have given a lot of information, and for me, I have learned a lot. And though there is always much more to learn, I'm expanding on what I already know. As you said, with all these classes that I have purchased, I revert back to them when I need to know something. Yeah. And I mean, I get it. Some people may not need this all the time. They may not have questions all the time. But when I go and I see a room full of people and there's like no questions, I get that sometimes you guys are at work, but like when you're not at work, why is my audience not asking questions? I'm just trying to figure that out. I'm probably going to delete this because, yeah, but I just want to know, like, now, like, no one's bothering to answer me. Like, so all of you guys are listening to where all you can do is listen. No one can type out anything. Give me some feedback. Is it me? Am I doing something wrong? And is it my tone? What is it? Like, guys, I need to know if I should still be doing this. So I do this. Now, if it is something that it's a new question for you, I don't ever mind answering it. I'm on platforms where people are like, oh my God, finally someone's that's teaching Silhouette. I've been teaching Silhouette for 10 years. So they're new to me. I don't ever mind answering questions over again. Now, if I see that it's someone that is asking the same questions, now that means something, you're not retaining it for some reason. Either you're not taking notes, you're not actually implementing it, you're not actually trying. That is something that is different. But if it's like it's something that's new to you, it doesn't matter if I've answered it already. I can either, if it's something that I don't want to, I can direct you to some sort of resource. I can let you know, hey, I have a specific video on that. Here is a quick answer, but here is a specific video on that that's probably going to break this down a little bit more. If it's a class that I have, I'm going to go ahead and recommend the class. So, and some people will just say, I did a video on that, go find the video. So I try not to, but okay, that's some people. When have you guys seen me do that? Some things you're afraid to ask. Okay, I'm trying to figure out me. I can't speak for any other person. I'm talking about me. Like when I come on here and I am like showing detailed things. When you guys are you guys watching my content? Because now, like most times, I'm posting and saying, this is a question that was asked in a group. I want to be able to help and answer. So it's showing that I'm creating content based off of answers. Like, I'm just trying to figure out what is it? What, like the person that's saying I'm here to help, Y'all don't want to ask me, but y'all will go in groups where you get those answers like, oh, I got a video. Go watch that. Go join my class. Like, and yeah, so if I have a video, I'm going to at least try and find, well, if I don't find the link, I can tell you keywords. I'll be like, search YouTube for honestly speaking, how to size a tumbler. Honestly speaking, foam board. Honestly speaking, stoles. Silhouettes Anonymous, tracing. Silhouettes Anonymous, knockout design. My titles are long for a reason because it makes it easier to find them. I love your straightforward approach. I pick up pearls when I listen. My busy, hectic day-to-day big girl job keeps me from focusing directly on small business and learning. Understand that. I'm learning a lot and hopefully I'll get my computer soon. I'm sure I'll have lots of questions then. Sometimes I don't know what I don't know. So, okay, I get that. And people tell me all the time, right? But in everything that you're doing, you have clarity on it. There's nothing that when you're working, when you're crafting, when you're designing, no questions come up. Or do you guys feel like you're more accomplished if you sit in front of your computer for 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours trying to figure it out yourself? Is it that? Because do questions never come up along the way? I enjoy when influencers teachers do watch me works because questions come up as they work. But honestly, most of the time I'm watching you on my TV while I'm working, so I cannot comment. But a watch me work that benefits you guys, right? It watch me works slows people down. Like it all depends on what you're doing. I don't do a lot of. I do some things, but I'm not gonna say I don't do a lot of it. Being live, it slows it down. I don't listen to music. Some people will do watch me works and they'll just have music playing and they're just kind of going. I think that's kind of creepy sometimes just to kind of watch like that. And maybe that's it because I don't necessarily just kind of watch just to watch, especially if something that I've already know how to do. I don't know. Maybe that's where the disconnect is because I did a lot of watch me works or if I'm doing something for an order, I can do it real quick. I'll go live. And even when I do that, I ask, hey, are there any questions? No one's bothering to ask questions. And I'm not just talking about the live video, guys, the group, I don't see questions in my group like I see questions in other groups. And then people will say, watch me work. Some people will do that because they just want to go viral. They want to be an influence. They want to make money off of that. I don't really see I don't, to me, there's really no, it's not mutual beneficial. It might be beneficial for you guys to see all of the things that I do. But there are some things I do keep close to the vest because it's signature to how I do business. You can't always kind of just give out the secret sauce. But if I'm making a shirt, I'll do that. But other things that I do that I'm not really seeing out and about, I don't really share a lot of that because people are so easily influenced. And it's feeling oh, well, now I have to go out and get that instead of listening to the reason why I went and got something or why I got, I just got a package and I'm debating on whether or not or when to show you guys what I got. Because I don't want it to be this, I don't want to be a bad influencer. That bugs me, feeling like you're promoting something and making people feel like they kind of have to, and they end up with all this equipment. I have so many sessions where people are like, oh, I have this and I have this and I have this because I watched this person and this person said you needed this and this person. And that drives me kind of nuts a little bit. I guess people feel like, oh, that's not your business and they're going to spend their money on it. But I want to feel like I'm a responsible instructor, influencer. I want you to get the right things that you need, at the right time and not feel like, man, I made money, but where did it go? I don't get to enjoy the money because I've now gone and purchased something else that somebody told me to get. So I don't know. That part is a little bit weird for me. I listen while I'm working my day-to-day job. Okay, so that's the thing. people keep saying that. I'm listening, but if everybody's just listening, where's the content going to come from? Because if I go and I'm showing you guys just in and everything that I do, when do I get a benefit? Like, when does it benefit me? Like, because people will just listen. They're not buying classes. They're not buying our products. I just, like, last week, there were people that I helped. And then when they finally made a decision, like, I did all the legwork for them to go buy products from somebody else, for them to go buy a class from somebody else. And I'm like, well, damn, that's kind of, I do this to be able to help. But at the same time, yes, it's with the hope that someone's going to invest in my classes, invest in our, like, purchase our products and things like that. Share, like, can't even get a share with a creative friend. Hey, you asked me this question, I couldn't answer it. Hey, the professor's on, go ask her, like, to see the shares. I've been on here. They told me, I think, let me see, this says I've been on for an hour and a half almost. I have 2,000 likes. So it's like, man, hence the eco-solvent printer on my shelf I don't use. See? I like watching you because you don't feel like you need every cutter and every printer that's out. As I said, I try to be responsible. Hi, can I ask a question? I see your, yes, I've been showing Canva for a little minute because it seems like y'all have more questions about Canva because y'all think this is the holy grail, which I'm gonna lean into it. I use it. I don't necessarily use it how y'all use it, but I can lean into it and show y'all some stuff from Canva. I get it for sure. It's rough when no one is returning. Yeah, it gets kind of rough. I love what I do. I'm trying to stay loving what I do, but I'm just like, man, this is rough. This is hard. It gets really, really hard, especially since I've been doing this for 10 years. I think some people are still in that honeymoon phase when it comes to being a content creator. And I think that's probably where I'm losing people at, is because I'm not in the honeymoon phase of content creation and just being on live. Some people are just getting into it like this year or within the past couple of years because of the pandemic. I've been doing this for 10 years. 10 years. So I'm always feeling like, what more can I give? Because yes, I do have videos that are out there. That's so funny. Y'all can't see it, but I'm going to show TikTok. It doesn't say scam likely anymore. Look what it says now. That is freaking hilarious. It now says nuisance likely. Like, not scam likely. It says nuisance likely. That is the funniest thing in the freaking world. That is the first time that I have ever seen that come across my phone. Anybody got those? They was like, it's a nuisance. It's not even scam likely. It is nuisance likely. Like, that's crazy. Yes, I'm on TikTok as well. Okay. Canva Pro user newbie in Silhouette Studio. I can fill in letters in Silhouette Studio, but I need 3 colors. I put the box, but it cuts it off. So you're talking about in Canva? That's a thing. Like, Canva is not like Silhouette Studio. Once you have one frame, you can only do that one frame. So, okay. Oh, Silhouette Studio. So you're trying to fill in like 3 solid colors or like a gradient. I can fill in letters in Silhouette, but I need 3 colors. I put the box, but it cuts it off. Yes to what? Solid colors. So if you're doing solid colors, I'm going to put, oh shoot. I'm going to fill this in with color. So here we go. I'm going to fill this in with some color. Okay. Couple ways that this can be done. You want it to be 3. I'm going to put this here. I'm just going to center it. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to go to modify and I'm going to crop, paste in front, subtract. I now can fill this in with 3 different colors. You would do the same thing with text. Copy, subtract, group, group, paste in front, crop, group. There we go. Another way that it can be done is divide. Select it, hit divide. It's going to remove the color in the middle. You have a piece now because it's going to cut it off. You're going to delete that one, delete that one. This one now allows you to put color, and then you can change color here and here. If you have something that has, the reason why I like the first way better is because if you have something that has like, oh, you can't see that. If you have something that has a center like part to it and you do the divide way, now there's all these areas that you have to remove this from. Compared to copy, modify. I mean, you can crop or subtract. It doesn't matter which one you do first. Subtract. I'm going to group and group, paste in front, crop, group. There you go. So if you were doing only part of that, such as cropping or just subtracting, yes, it's going to leave that gap in the middle. You have to do the other action as well. Also, my questions, if any, would relate to all old programs and machines because all mine still work great using Photoshop. It doesn't matter. Design is design. I still have workforces. I have a Sawgrass SG500 works the same way as a Sawgrass 1000. So if you ever catch me live or you have a question, maybe getting help, getting directed to the right video, the proper video. So questions can be posted in the groups. Questions can be posted on like videos. I was doing the community posts. Like there's a post on my YouTube channels where you can go and you can post a question there. I get the notification. So I can at that point direct you to a video, or if it's depending on like if you're in my student union, I can create a quick video like in the student union, things of that nature. Being enrolled in my classes, there are perks because if I can show you something really quick via video, I'd rather do that than type it out. To me, typing out seems long and drawn out. Because let's say if I were to write out these steps, I'm going to say like to write out, make a rectangle, place it over your letters, select it all, go to transform and center it. Oh, actually, no, let's go back. So we're going to, have your text, fill it in with color, go over to the rectangle tool, create a box, put it over your words where you want it to go, or use your transform and center it. Then you're going to select it all and copy. Once you copy, go over to modify and either subtract or crop. Once you do that, then I have to tell you, if you're going to subtract, you then have to select everything that's on the top, group it together. Select everything on the bottom, group it together. Then paste in front. When you paste in front, go to crop. Once you crop, now select all of that and group it together. and then change your colors. That's a lot of instructions and a lot of words to type out. And when you list all of those, some people say they'd rather have things like written out. But when I've done that and I've written it out, oh my God, that just seems like so much. I'm never going to get this. Like, I get that all the time. Hold on. Here's my mother. Please hold. Okay, there you go. But yeah, I've had people say, like, they'll look at that and it's like, oh my God, like that's a lot. And I'm like, it's really not. That's why I rather do videos for stuff, because it's like bing, bam, boom, bang, boom. Did that help you, Marlene? I was waiting for you to respond back. And that's another thing too. Like when I go and I do stuff and then I don't get a response back. Like, thank you. That, okay, I see what my problem was, because I don't know if like that helps. So I'm like, where's the response back? Did you catch it? Then sometimes I'll do something. They're like, oh, I got a call, or no, I wasn't paying attention. I'm not going to lie. That gets frustrating. That gets very, very frustrating. Okay, so you're working on it. What part are you on right now? Another thing too is, like, I don't really know your setup, right? So I can show certain things and I can't see from here. That's why I have the Facebook groups where I'm saying, take a picture, take a screenshot, post it with your question. That way I know how yours is set up. Because let's say your words were script and you didn't weld it first. So now it's coming out kind of weird, because once you go to subtract, you're now subtracting where the overlap is. So now you might have a hole in something. If you crop first, it's going to do the same thing. So there, like, I can show this just like this, but let's say this was split and it was a script font. I got to find a good script font that you can actually see. The results are going to be the same the results are going to be different if you did not weld it first. What the heck? Can you scroll? It's very hard not to get discouraged. I'm sorry. It really is. I'm trying my best. Sometimes it's timing. I've been watching you for a few years. I've just gotten to a point where I can actually spend real time on working, learning new skills. I like hearing and seeing you work on designs. I like when you talk about trends that work and trends that don't. I like hearing you talk about growing our businesses. Your knowledge is appreciated. Now, see, to be honest, chosen by Erica, I used to like doing those, but then when it's like radio silence, you're not even like, I'm not getting any feedback. Oh, that's good. That's helpful. Like, I start to think that people don't want to hear that. Right. So when I talk about trends that like are the things that I don't, because I'm the minority. I'm the person that's not doing the trends. Like, I get the inboxes. Oh my God, professor, are you going to do the what's those things now? The vending machines. And I'm like, no, like, y'all can do them if you want. There's a bunch of people teaching it. Y'all probably not going to want to hear my perspective on these vending machines. And then I have other people that are in my ear saying, well, Shakeya, if you keep voicing your opinion about the things that you don't like, people are going to go other places because maybe you're offending the crafters. So when I don't say, the people who enjoy that content, when y'all don't speak up, and I'm only getting the backlash, or I'm getting the ill type, I feel like it's something that's not needed. Maybe people don't want to hear that perspective. They want to hear, yes, make these. You're doing amazing. Even though your lines on the foam board look like crap, they're jagged, and you're selling these. Please explain to me how you don't care about how you're cutting it. You don't care about using cheap Dollar Tree foam board, and then you're putting a heavy vinyl on this cheap foam board where the paper is going to come off. So you spent all this time, you spent good money getting a vinyl print to put it on top of a foam board where if that paper comes off, that beautiful print also comes off and you can't glue that back because it's now stuck to the paper. But people don't want to hear that part. They just want me to do it and say, hey, you can do this, but not hear about the cons of doing it or the reason why I don't recommend cheap foam board. Oh, but that costs too much. No one's gonna. Okay, so I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Do I have to be enrolled for my exclusive group, which is my student union? Yes, you have to be enrolled in at least one of my full classes to have access to my student union group. Now, our free public groups, such as Silhouette Anonymous, and Honestly Speaking, the Best Sublimation group on Facebook, no, those are public groups, although they're technically like private. You have to request to join, but those are just our regular free to the public type groups. But my student union, which is an exclusive community, yes, you have to be in a class. And they're the ones that get the 15-minute like videos, unless I'm just bored and I need content. Sometimes I don't know what I don't know. I've been taking your classes and I've been learning so much, even on things I thought I knew. That was extremely helpful. I didn't know how to do that before. Okay, so I'm using varsity font. Is there an issue with the varsity font? I think I need a 101. It didn't work. Okay, because see, this is the information. See, okay, perfect. Marlene, do you mind if I use you as an example right now? Because I want you to, be okay with it, because I'm going to basically use what's going on as like a learning tool for the information that I need in order to be able to help properly. I've seen a few of them as well. I know I can't cut straight, so that'll be a no for me. All right. Okay. So here is actually, let me finish this. So let me do split, right? Let me do that. I'm going to do, you said varsity font. Is it the varsity font? Because now there's a bunch of those. There's a varsity font. If I go to mine, that doesn't have an outline around it. So varsity. So I have one that is varsity teen. It doesn't have an outline around it. Then you have varsity regular. So I'm going to do this and go. Now this needs to be in caps for it to have the outline. Then there is, some people will call it varsity, but it's really like collegiate. So I have collegiate block. I have college font. Well, I have college block, college font, collegiate black. Then there is the ones with the thin outline, and then the thicker middle part. There's just the inside. There's this one, collegiate black. And then if I go, oh no, that's the lowercase one. So there's a lot. So, okay, you have varsity regular. So that would be this one. Is it that, okay, you're saying you're trying to split it. So when you said 3 colors, I thought that you meant, because you said put a box in it is taking it all away. Are you trying to make, because right now there are 1, 2, 3 sections of this particular font. Are you trying to make each one of those a different color? Because when you said a box, I'm thinking you're wanting to split it down the middle. Or is it that you want to split it to put something in the middle, but you still want these to be 3 colors? Because that's different. So you want it. Okay. So when you're doing that, this right now is going to, I'm going to make this, not the line color, child. I'm going to make this pink. Okay. So this is pink. you want to have this where it is still going to have the gap, right? So yours will be set up where you have an outline of pink. There is a gap. There will be an internal part of pink. In the middle, this will be an outline of blue, an in part of blue. Then the bottom will be an outline of yellow, and the inside will be yellow. But the gap still remains. That is what you're wanting to do. Okay, so go ahead and I think you're in front of your computer. So I want you to type it out. Okay, my next question is it one word? Is it multiple words? Is it stacked? Is it, let me see, what else can I see? Is it one word, one letter, multiple words in a line, or is it stacked? So just your name. All right, we're going to change it to that. All right, instead of we're doing the word split, I'm going to go MARLENE. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. This is the thing too. You can't just go to caps. So now I have to double click and go to caps. MARLENE. All right. So right now we're both on the same page. We're both using Varsity Regular. We have an outline and we have your name. This is what you have on your screen right now, correct? Okay. You want to split in the middle. We're going to go over to the rectangle. You're going to select the rectangle and you're going to put a box right here. Okay. So that's the next step. Did you put the box? If you have not duplicated, duplicate. That way, if you mess up, you don't have to type it over again. It's already there for you. So if you have not done so yet, go ahead, right click, duplicate your text and move it up. Just so that you have that in case something goes awry. Okay. I want you to, so if you made the box should be on top, not behind. I'm going to do this and I'm going to send this to the back because here is where a potential issue could be. If you had a box there, you took your name and you took the name and put it over the box. Subtract matters. Like when it comes to using subtract, it matters the position. This is where Essential Silhouette Studio comes in because I teach those things, how the tools work. Cropping is going to work the same no matter what. Doesn't matter which position it's in. Subtract, however, depending on what is in front, what's behind, it's going to change how it maneuvers. Okay. So on your box, I want you to fill that in with color. This is for teaching purposes. Do you have to do this every single time? No, but I want you to identify where your box is. Is your box in front of the letters or behind the letters? And by the way, this is the type of stuff I love. When someone comes in with a question like that and I can go step by step, this is, thank you, Marlene. This is what the professor loves. This is where I thrive. This is my happy place. Thank you for the follow, Tony and Nina. Is your box in front or behind when you add color to it? Oh, you're trying it as well. So you're following along, Lisa? Well, if your box is behind, you need to click on the box and bring it to the front. So if you tried this and it did not work, it's because your box is behind. So for what I'm showing, it has to be in the front. So if you are following along right now, Lisa, with what I'm doing, and your box is behind your words, you need to click on your box and you need to bring it to the front. But Marlene, I'm waiting for your response since this is your question. Now, Marlene, don't be moving past me now. I asked you if I can go and use you as an example, so I wanted you to kind of go step by step with me. Don't be trying to like now go and click it and subtract and crop. You should not be past me right now. We should be doing this together. Okay, so when you put yours, is your box in front? You added color to your box. Is your box in front or is your box behind your words? I mean, your letters. Which one? No, I can't see your response. So maybe if you're putting a bunch of stuff. So if you just put front or back, it's not showing that. I can see this. Can you see responses? So I can see what I'm here, but I didn't see something that said it was filtered out. So I'm not sure what happened. But I can see responses. Okay, she said, no, that's not her. The person that I see on here that says back or behind was Lisa. So if hers says back, it did not show up on mine. Let me see if it's showing up on my other account. Hold on. Because, yeah, that's not showing up on my side. I just saw the one person that said behind. Uh-oh, hold on. Live. Yeah, even on this one, I don't see that response from Marlene. Oh, okay. No, it's not going to show on YouTube Tide because it's somebody that's on TikTok. Okay. It's in the front. Now that it's in the front, both need to be selected. So you have to make sure that you are selecting the box as well as the name. Hopefully you did not ungroup and stuff like that, because if you do that and you end up with only one letter, then that's because you did something else. So if we just typed it out, but if nothing else, take your selection box and just go across the whole thing. You should see a box. You should see a big box around your name. You should see a box also around. You should see like a gray line, like a box around the name, and then a small one around the bar. You're going to right click and copy. You're going to right click and copy. You're not going to do anything with it. All you're doing is copying it. Once you have both the name and the rectangle selected, you're going to right click and copy. We did that. Now, it doesn't matter which one you choose first, subtract or crop. It doesn't matter. I'm going to go with subtract. So we're going to hit subtract. It should leave a gap in the middle. Let me know if you see a gap in the middle. Okay, click off of it. Go to the top, select everything that's at the top only. Right click and group together. Then do the same thing for everything on the bottom. Right click, group it together. And if you want, you can change that to the color that you want that to be. Now, right click, paste in front, not paste. There's two different options, paste and paste in front. Select paste in front so that it goes right back in that same spot. Do not click off. You're going to go immediately to crop. And that now has a color in the middle. It took on the color of the bar. If it was blank, it just would have been pink, but it had the bar there. So now that section, group it together. Did I move it? Wait a minute now. Why did you move? Hold up. Wait a minute. Why is that different? I just noticed that that's a different size. I don't know why mine changed. But okay, I'm going to do it again. Copy, subtract, group, group, right click, paste in front, crop. There we go. I don't know what happened before. And group. It should be split into 3. Okay, you told me to stop. Okay, what happened? Luckily, I make copies. So you told me to stop. What happened? I end up going and then mine ended up messing up. I don't know why mine messed up. So this is why we have duplicates so that we can go back and we don't have to retype everything. But luckily I caught. Okay. My paste in front did not work. Did you copy? So in order, like nothing's going to paste in front if you did not click on it, right click and copy. So before we did the subtract, I said to copy. Did you do that part? You have to have something copied in order to paste in front. Okay, so let's try it again. So when you paste in front, nothing happened whatsoever, nothing at all pasted, or it just wasn't in the right spot. If it wasn't in the right spot, did you move anything or did you go subtract and immediately paste in front? The box came back. Okay. Okay, let me ask this question. That means when you copied, if only the box came back, that means you did not select the entire thing when you did the copy. Now, it can, also let me ask this question. When you subtracted, did you change the colors? When you subtracted, did you change the colors? If you did not change the colors, so let's say I'm going to go here and I'm going to make sure that I copy and I'm going to subtract. I'm going to group and group, okay? If I go paste in front, it's going to look like nothing changed because they're the same color, but it is still there. If your box comes way up here and not just in the middle, then it pasted the name. You just have to crop it so that it's in the middle. Which is why I made the suggestion to go ahead and change the color. That way, visually, you know what actually pasted in front. So if I go and subtract, I'm going to change the bottom color. I'm going to change the top color. If I just go paste in front and all I see is the bar, that means all I copied was the bar. But if I copy, select, you should see a big, I said you should see a big box and you should see a little gray box around the bar. All you copied was the bar. Well, I even put emphasis on that. I said, make sure that you do the whole thing. You have to come in and select it. And then I said, because there's actually some settings to where that's what's like, did you group it, ungroup it, anything like that? Because then it wouldn't work. And I said, to be on the safe side, take your selection and go all the way around it. And then I said, you should see a box, a big box, and then you should see a little gray box. That's why I try to be very, very detailed when I'm like showing things like that and explaining to you the things that you should see on screen. Okay, so if you now have the big box and you have the little box, you're going to put your mouse and you're going to right click and copy. But both must be selected. Then you're going to come down to subtract. And then you're going to select it and group it and change the color. And if you want, we can do the top part, change the color on that and group that together. Then paste in front. We see the blue, we see the pink because that was the original. That's how we know that we copied the right thing. And then we're going to go to crop and group this. And now you can make these whatever colors you want, whatever color combination you want, because they're all grouped together. No, Silhouette. I mean, no, she said that she did not select the whole thing. She only copied the bar. It can, but in this case, it wasn't that. Okay, wait, I see a comment here. Stay true to yourself and keep telling the truth. Wait, hold on. Wait, okay, yeah. Because we need people like you to tell the truth about the trends instead of just quickly showing us how to do the trend to make money and then on to the next trend. You are willing to help. Yeah, I'm not big like for I am a firm believer. Some people have built businesses off of trends and they only deal with like they only do trends, but if there's no trend going on, then their business can't make money. They're not really building. Yay! Awesome! Woohoo! Now you have to make sure. So this is where a reference to like I can see where like some sort of reference to go back because if there's not going to be no replay of this on you on TikTok. I did share this in a bunch of different places. I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to delete them because in the middle part, I kind of had to have the whole rant. I don't think people are actually going to get to this part where we went through this detailed part of it. And y'all don't pay me enough to go in and find that part, dissect it, edit it out, pull that one, just repost that one. That's a lot of work. So I cannot guarantee that I'm going to pull this part out. Um, you know what? I just had an idea just for this. Although, you know what? No, I'm not. I have a whole video on this. I just thought about that. There's actually a video show, literally a video on YouTube showing this exact thing. YouTube, and we're gonna go Sillaholics Anonymous Split. It's actually in that font. So there's one split text. There's that one. There's one that literally looks. It's pink. It's like Easter. Hold on. That exact same font. Oh, wait a minute now. Let me see. Split. Let me see. Split colors. I mean, there's that one. There's the split for that one. Multicolor varsity fonts. But no, I know for a fact that I did one in varsity font and it was in like pastel colors. It was around the same time last year because it was Easter time and I end up doing split colors. I know I'm not crazy. I know I'm not crazy. I know I'm not crazy. But all those other ones would still work, like split, like for split stuff. Or is it multicolor? No, is it multicolor? Multicolor. Or is that one of the ones that is now private? I mean, I know that one's split. I know I've seen it. And it is in pink, mint, and yellow. Like I know I've seen that video. And it says HS Ink 365. Because when you said it and you said that font, I'm like, oh, this is deja vu. Dang it. What is that one called? Man, I don't know where it's at, but I know I did it in that exact same font with pink, mint, and yellow. But even if I didn't, I mean, if I can't find it in here, unless it's like in my group or something like that, if you just search Silhouette Anonymous split, I'm mad. Not that. I'm mad because I know for a fact that that video is on here somewhere because I can see it as clear as day. HS Ink 365 in pink, mint, and yellow. And maybe it's just not the thumbnail. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's not the thumbnail itself. I got a lot of videos. This is crazy just going through this. The amount of videos and like just the different things on here is absolutely bananas. Absolutely bananas. There isn't, no, it's not that one though. Oh wait, did I? No, it's not that one though. I would say, did I do it a part of slice versus subtract? I don't think it's that one though. But this one can show you that as well. I'm skipping my own videos. Let me see. Nah, it's not this one. That was a certain design technique. It's not that one. But yeah, it. Oh, are you saying you remember it? Then the pastel colors? I'm like, it may have been in one of my classes, but I'm like, I know I did that in those pastel colors, and it says HS Ink 365. Like, I know I'm not crazy. And I feel like I always see it when I'm in my content. Let's see. I heard you say if we were a part of something, you could send us a quick video. What is it? If you are in the student union, meaning you've signed up for a class and you have access to the student union, when you post questions in there, if time permits, then I can do quick videos when you have questions. Thanks a lot. I feel like I have to continue to practice it, write down the steps, and yes, definitely practice it with different words, different fonts. Oh, I know what I was about to do. Where in the heck did that split go in script? Okay. So if let's just put color here for the sake of the training. Oh, y'all can't see that at all. If I go and copy, subtract, and group, and paste in front, crop. Oh, actually, this one welded it. So I stand corrected. It will. Even if you don't weld it, it will. Oh, no, that's the one I welded. My bad. I was like, wait a minute. That is the one that I welded. So I'm going to go. I was like, wait a minute now. I know I'm not crazy. So I'm going to go copy, Shoot, I forgot to fill this in with some color. Copy, subtract. I'm not going to group it together because I want to show something. And then paste in front and crop. So let's make this part match the colors up here. Hello. And then this match here. Okay. If we look at this one where I welded, right? Right here, I welded this. Pay attention to how this looks, right? Everything's connected still. Here we have this part is connected. If we come up here, see how we have this little dip right here? We have this little dip. Uh-oh. We have this little dip right here, this little dip right here. Look at the color right there. Reason why is they were not welded and they were overlapped. So it created all of these little cuts in here. So if I go back to this one, and I'm just going to go subtract. So it's not connected. Paste in front. Oops, oh crap. I never did a copy over here. Copy, subtract, copy. Not right click, paste in front, and crop. It gave me this extra piece here. This has this little piece right here because it was not welded. So that is where people can also have issues, right? So that's why I actually like, okay, which font? Because if it was something like that where it was script and you did not weld it, a font that's not touching, we can type it out, do the steps, copy, paste in front, copy, subtract, paste in front, crop, or copy, crop, paste in front, subtract. We can do those because they're not connected. They're not overlapping. But had it been a script font that you were doing that with, if I would have never told you, if I would have never said, okay, make sure that you weld, and I just would have showed those same steps. Or if someone goes and they do that with the script font and you were like, wait, my results didn't come out like the professor's. Script fonts are different because there is overlap. Or if you ever have a font that is touching and connected, like there's some of them, it's really, really tight and they naturally overlap. Well, if you do it the same exact steps with those fonts, you're going to get different results because of not welding it before. If it's overlap, you have to weld it. You can't make it a compound path. If you do, you're still going to have a gap. There are certain things that have to be in place. That is what I teach in Essentials of Silhouette Studio. It's not about, we're just now about to get into design. Tomorrow is our class for design, which I've asked y'all what y'all want to design, and y'all not responding. So look, if whatever I teach doesn't benefit you, you can't be mad at me because I asked y'all what y'all wanted to learn how to design. But we're just now getting into design. We're finishing off combining all the tools and functions that we learned to learn how to put together a design. But every single week, and the original 30 days as well, for 25 days or something like that, we were learning different tools and functions, how they work, how they have to be set up. You have to do this in order to get this. You have to do that in order to get, this. That is how that was set up. How do we sign up on that? Now we have several classes. Our flagship class, and it's the one that I recommend that everybody get, is going to be Essentials. Even if you're like, I'm learning Canva right now, it's things in here that you're not going to be able to do in Canva, and learning how to do things here actually will help you in other programs. So this is our flagship program. And you have refreshers, you have like all sorts of things for this particular program. And it just goes through the basics and breaks down the why of all the essential tools and functions. You have the original 30 days that you can watch. You have the refresher, which has been the first quarter of the year, so 13 weeks. We're going to do it again in the third quarter of the year. Next year, I'm only doing one quarter. I'm not doing it twice a year. But we basically go through the refresher where you can now attend live Zoom sessions. We have live Zoom sessions. We also have study hall sessions, to where if you were enrolled in the program, yesterday we had a study hall session. You could have come to the study hall session. Hey, because I think you said you don't have Facebook. This is what I'm experiencing. I would have had you share your screen. I would have saw exactly what steps you were doing. And we would have done this in a live Zoom, basically you having a one-on-one with me because it's your question. I would have had you share your screen, not doing it from mine, walked you through it. And that's how the study hall sessions work. The refreshers, I teach. The study hall, you can come in with any questions. Hey, I tried this. It didn't work. This is what I'm working on. Can you give me some feedback? Like, I'm here to help. That's in Essentials as far as getting like the study hall type sessions. We have a bunch of other classes though. If you're looking to get into grad season, we have the the School of Graduation Customs master program. We're going to go through business on Friday. Next week is stalls, then fans, then sublimation for graduation, then toppers, and finally we're going to do like yard signs. I forgot to put the link for the group and create a passcode. But you'll have access to the student union with that. The only things that don't come with access to the student union are the little $5 challenges. These don't get you access to the student union. It's classes that are $25, like full-on classes. $25 and above get you access to the student union. So if you go on our website, or if you click on the link, click on our logo, click on the logo again, go to the link. It's the second one to sign up for Essentials. I'm sitting here scrolling through your videos on YouTube, but cannot find it. It's a split video where you do a lot of copy and paste. It's almost like a fake out of, wait, that's the one I'm looking for. I have looked through it all and I knew I saved it and it's not there. You used a whimsical, okay, wait. You said it's a fake out of, I'm not sure what you mean by that. The classes are worth taking. I've learned so much. I have definitely leveled up my skills. I sent you an email for a design. When did you send it? I checked you sent it yesterday, because the day before I didn't see anything. And which email did you send it to? Because last time I checked my emails for the academy, I did not see anything in reference to design suggestions. Which email did you send it to? It was almost like a fake out. Let me see. You did a split video where you did a lot of copy and paste. I used do you mean the in and out one? Well, no, split video. I don't know what you're on a whimsical font. It's not clicking with me which one you're talking about. Yeah, it's still not clicking with me. Because you're saying, a split, a lot of send to the back. But a split video, like just split text. And you said it's almost like a fake out of, but then there's nothing else there. The student union is a Facebook group, correct? That's not split. So you mean that intersecting or interlocking? What did I call that? What did y'all call that? What did I name that one? I don't think it wasn't in and out. What did y'all call that one? But there was not a lot of send to the front and send to the back on that one. I don't know that one because it may have been in a Q&A. I think that might be by itself, might either be in the student union or in one of the classes. Because I'm like interlocking. Oh wait. Nope. And it wouldn't be on Honestly Speaking. Or it might be one of the videos that I pulled off of, because y'all know at one point I put every single last video to private. It might be private. It actually might be private. And I only released certain ones. That may have been something that did not make the cut to come back. Yeah, that might be one of the ones that didn't make the cut to come back. Now, we did do it in one of our classes. But yeah, at one point, every last, or it might be like in, it may be like in a Q&A to where it's going to be hard to find. But that one may have been one of the ones that did not come back after I sent everything to private. That might actually be what happened with the one that I can't find, that HS ink one. Because yeah, that for me, I would use terms like interlocking, swirl, and I don't see it here. So that that may not have made it to the fact that I had to title this "Let's Talk Templates, no preaching and yelling this time." LOL. Oh wow, that's funny. That's funny as crap. That is funny. Because it's not intersect, it's not intertwined, it's not interlocking. Because if I just put enter, it would come up. Yeah, if I don't see it here, then that means it didn't come back. I probably showed it like in a Q&A. And normally when it comes to Q&As, I don't do timestamps because they're meant for people like at the time of the video. And if you want to watch through it all, you can find information. But these aren't meant to help you find information quickly. It's meant to help you in real time and then, get you to join the classes for structured videos. Yeah, it's not here. It probably did not make the cutting. It didn't come back. I'm guessing that is one of the ones that did not come back. Mm-hmm. Oh, I just realized my dogs were still in the house. They ain't barked to go outside, no nothing. Yep. If I'm going through it this far, you're not gonna find it on my YouTube. It's probably set to private. It's probably set to private. Or it's inside of a class. I will figure out which class it is in. And then let you know. Or actually, it might already be in the Facebook group. I'm going to go check the Facebook group because it might be there also. Yeah, it's none of these. Which class did you say was the flagship for Silhouette? I'm on your site looking for it now. Essentials of Silhouette Studio. This one right here. Yeah, that means especially if it's a few years ago, that's one of the ones that didn't come back. When I put everything on private, that's one of the ones that did not come back. What is the name of the group? The Student Union. But you're not gonna find it. Well, even if you'll probably find it, but you won't get access to it. You have to go through a class because each one of the classes has a different code. So you have to go through a class. Like almost every class has it on there that's in the academy. Yes, that's it. Would you please check my question in the Student Union with Facebook? Image effects homework catch up. Not sure if it's appropriate here. I missed study hall yesterday thinking it was today. Okay, let me see. Girl, you been posting a lot. Okay, wait. I'm looking for the question. Okay, I see the work. I don't see. Okay, wait. On which one? Image effects, tracing homework, tracing homework. Image effects. What did I do wrong with the girls that look gray instead of transparent? You added a white fade. We didn't add a white fade on it. So the fade is probably too high on it because you put the fade on there. So most likely that's what the issue was. If you move that fade, it should, then you should see it. But yeah, I'm guessing that it's because you have this fade on it. Wait, how the heck I didn't see that question? See, it didn't even give me that notification. Yeah, there was already a fade on it. Did you add another? Because the images that I gave you were faded. Oh, wait. Did you use do you have what the thing is? Auto PNG? No, because it still should have. I was gonna say, did you have auto PNG trace on? Let me see something. Import. Nope. I was gonna say I thought maybe the auto PNG trace would have made that, but no. If you're just copying and pasting it, yeah, I'm not sure then because it should just be adjusting your transparency. Only thing I can think of is you added a white fade to her. Did you add a fade to her? Oh, you added other effects. Okay. That's probably why. Because if you did, and let's say I'm going to go in library, white fade. Oh, wait. Undo. Seriously? So yep, this is how yours looks. You added a white fade on top. You added other effects. Well, that's how yours looks like you added a white fade on top. Either that or you added a white layer on top, and then like if you duplicated and then you added white. So you either did a layer of white or you did a white fade. It had to be one or the other. The way this is, you may have, see, this looks like you added a white fade, or, oh, wait. The other thing that you could have done was you did this, where you put her on top of a white background and you faded her image. So now, because this is faded and you have it on top of white, if you don't fade the white and you just faded her, it's going to look like this. So it might be that you added something behind her. But it's just supposed to be just her. You're not supposed to add anything behind it. Or if you try to add a shadow, and you made that shadow white, also going to give you that effect. So it can be a number of things. Yeah, something has to be behind it or in front of it. I'll go back on there and answer that. Also, I hate the way fades come. Let me turn this off. I do not want auto PNG trace on, because this is what happens when you have auto PNG trace on. That might have been it. I'll look and try again. I was playing with the image effects. But yeah, if you just mess around with the image effects on just her image, like if you did shadow, that would be the only one that would add anything to this. All the others would not. Like you would just change the colors like this. You would adjust your saturation. None of them would give you kind of like that white haze over the top if you were messing around with, oh, well, maybe gamma. I think so. Gamma would be the one. Let me see. No, because I still have fading down here. Yours looks like it has, yeah, see, yours has a sharp white, and I see a white outline. So that almost looks like it's a duplicate and something behind it. Because even though gamma washes it out, I don't get harsh white at the bottom. And nothing else would give you that harsh white at the bottom other than a shadow, or you put something behind it. Lord, we've been on here almost 3 hours. All right, y'all, it's time to go. I gotta go. I didn't realize it's been almost 3 hours. Until next time, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity and be incredible. I'm going to go look. Miss Karen, you didn't let me know which email you sent it to so that I can go look for your suggestion for design. And hopefully it's not something like design a shirt. Like I don't see it. I don't see where you wrote which email address you sent it to. On my side, it's not showing me that comment as far as which email address you sent it to. Can you get rid of hard lines in Silhouette Studio? No, you cannot. It is a vector-based program. It is not a bitmap program. There are no pixels in vector programs. So no, you cannot. You can mask it off with certain things if it's a solid color. So let's say actually not that color. I'm going to go library. I'm just going to go fade. Let's do light blue. Bruh. That's okay. It's going to go like this. Send it to the back. Sample. I did the wrong thing. There we go. Seriously? Okay. I ain't got time for this. Oh, here it is right here. So this is just a fade bar, but the background has to match where it gives the illusion that it is faded off, but it's really not. But it has to match the background. If you were to have something else, it's going to just look like a color blob. There's no way to actually alter pixels in Silhouette Studio. I know. I was asking which email address did you send it to because I did not see it. Did you send it to info@365 Creative Academy, homework at 365 Creative Academy? Did you happen to send it to the professor at HSing 365 admin? Because some people send stuff and it was under orders. And I'm like, why are you sending it there if it's about the school, about the academy? So I was asking which email did you send it to because I hadn't seen it. And it may not have gone to my inbox. It may have gone to my spam. So if it'll keep me from trying to check all the spams, if you can let me know which email address you sent it to so that I can go check the spam for that particular account. Yes, the fade bars are something that I created, which are available on our website. If you're going to use the fades, you either have to turn off the auto PNG trace, because if not, it'll just make it a blob, or use the file that we have that's a silhouette file and it has all of them, and you would have to copy and paste. All right. Well, or post in the group, Miss Karen, which email address you sent it to. I'm about to log off because I didn't realize the dogs were still inside. Now she's knocking on the gate. So let me let them out. You're very welcome. Until next time, guys, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity. Be incredible. Peace.